What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nehemiah, aka Neo, and today we're gonna be talking about some old trades, old dealings, all that stuff, and we're just gonna be just reviewing it in retrospect, seeing how good they panned out for a lot of these teams. I'm not gonna go through a majority of these, mostly just the bigger name ones, if not the ones that actually made a difference between some of these teams. I think that actually maybe this could be something, but I haven't seen it yet. This is also a decent deal, but I don't think it's not going to be something that I would necessarily view. I would say that something that I would say is more so a big deal would be like a James Booknight situation. That being said, that boy got arrested today. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Also, because this was a weird year in terms of the year placement, this is essentially all the draftees. Again, you can kind of tell with the way that it's signed. But yeah, let's just get into it. So that was I'm pretty sure that was the draft day. So one of these is going to be the free agency day, and we're gonna know. Also, I think that this was a decent deal, but I think that as we see for both teams, I don't think it really panned out in the way that they really expected it to. And I think that this kind of just showed that we didn't really get the things that they needed. Trade away Spencer Dinwiddie. Oh wait. Oh yeah. I remember this. I thought it was a James Harden trade, excuse me. But yeah, so this is actually one of the deals that happened really early on in free agency. This was actually before they actually signed a lot of the players. It was the Russell Westbrook trade, and it was the one to trade the Spencer Dinwiddie to the Washington Wizards and essentially a bunch of other guys. I only say that this deal did not really do anything for the Brooklyn Nets in terms of really what they got. They didn't really get the best from anything. They just got like a pick or something, and they just got rid of Spencer Dinwiddie for essentially nothing. The Indiana Pacers, they also didn't get the best thing. They just got Isaiah Jackson. Like literally, no one got anything super great from this trade, except for like I guess the Washington Wizards. They got Kuzma and the other people, and they actually did have solid years in Washington. So yeah, that was pretty solid. Uh, these were also all contract extensions. These were not, or some of these were contract extensions. I noticed some of these, like the Milwaukee Bucks signing Rodney Hood, that was actually a free agency move. So yeah, let's just look at some of these. I think let's just look at some of the good ones though. Oh Lord, these are all just kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. I remember this year nothing really did happen, at least in terms of free agency. There wasn't like the biggest move except for the Russell Westbrook trade. Also, can we talk about this? The Cleveland Cavaliers stealing Jared Allen and the Malik Monk contract was some of the best shit you've ever seen. I've never understood this. So, looking at how Jared Allen is, that being said, or let's just look at his contract. This motherfucker is making $20 million until 2025, 2026. I don't think people understand this, but this dude is a steal of a contract. Let's look at a guy like Tyler Hero or Jordan Poole. I would say that Jared Allen right now is better than both of those guys. Again, he was an all-star. Like there's nothing really to say about that. So I think that is really good for him to just get that type of contract, get that type of steal, honestly. And the fact that he got that is kind of crazy. They don't have Tyler Hero's contract extension up here right now, but yeah, no, he signed that shit. And yeah, the fact that he only got $20 million is just a big ass deal right now, and it's looking really great right now. I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers did do really good with that. Oh wait, didn't DeMar DeRozan sign? Hold on, let me just search DeMar. Oh no, DeMar didn't sign until he didn't sign until that day. So yeah, but going back, yeah, I think that was a great move. Otto Porter was also a really great move. I would say that all of these were A's. Even the Lakers signing a Malik Monk, that was a really good move. Now, this is probably like a hot take or whatever. I think that this Kyle Lowry is starting to become a dud, especially for the Miami Heat. I think that the Toronto Raptors are actually really benefiting from Precious Achiuwa. He was really bad from the beginning of the year, but he actually stepped up a little bit, and I think that he could really just be a solid enough player to their really young organization. I think that he's still just a not develop. He's a very raw talent, and I think that they just need a little bit more from him. And then once they get that, they got it. They got it. But Kyle Lowry, he may be on the decline soon, and I think not only that, but his contract is just not it. I'm starting to think that what we're seeing from a lot of these $30 million contracts, we're starting to see a lot more athletic players, a lot more mobile players who are honestly mostly multifaceted. Even a guy like Andrew Wiggins, even a guy like Jordan Poole. I'd say that those guys are definitely multifaceted in terms of their offensive impact, and for Andrew Wiggins, it's also defensive impact. For Kyle Lowry, though, I think they're really expecting him not necessarily to be this ultra amazing scorer. I think they're expecting him just to be kind of a playmaker, a ball handler outside of Jimmy, and I think that they just haven't gotten that, at least not the one that they really wanted. So yeah. Also, this Debo deal is kind of kicking their ass right now. This Debo deal is also kind of kicking their ass right now. That being said, Debo is doing really good in the preseason. The season starts tomorrow. I won't be able to react to the games on the day, but I will definitely be uploading a video the day after. But yeah, the 20 million. That's, bro. Jarrett Allen is making slightly more money than Duncan Robinson. That shit is crazy. Rashad Holmes is also a really good thing. Are there any other good trades for right now? Let me check some. I'll just cut right now. Also, shout out X by 21 Savage. That shit is a banger. But let's just go on to what we are gonna get to. This Eric Paschall trade did not really pan out at all, honestly. This BJ Boston deal was a fucking steal, by the way. The Clippers got this dude for essentially nothing, and the fact that this guy is honestly going to be like a really impactful rookie, or he was a really impactful rookie, I think that's gonna be great. The only thing is he doesn't have that much playtime in the Los Angeles Clippers organization, but I do think that he does have a little bit of value, so they could maybe dump him off to a team like, I guess, the Orlando Magic at the Utah Jazz, and he'll probably get a really good amount of playing time there, and that's gonna be really great. This actually did not matter. Like, I don't think this mattered at all. This is a really great trade. Excuse me. This is a really great trade for the Milwaukee Bucks. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they actually got a couple of second round picks too. They also did get a trade exception. So yeah, I think that this was a great trade for the Milwaukee Bucks though. Memphis Grizzlies, not so much. The Danny Green trade was also a decent deal, but the only thing though is that he did suffer the ACL injury. Same thing with the Vic trade. He also did suffer from an injury this season. So I don't think that this really panned out in the way that we really wanted it to. And yeah, Josh Giddey is looking like he's going to be a fucking dog. So that's another thing. Oh, I forgot they signed Jimmy Butler to an extension. Doesn't he get like 50 million for also? We look at this, bro. He can't keep doing this. He can't keep doing this, bro. But look at his contract extension. I'm pretty sure he's making like 50 million in the next couple of years. Oh God. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Butler's gonna be like 36 when that happens. So we'll just see what happens there. I think that's too early to tell if that's really a bad thing. I think right now it's looking good, but the talent that they have around him is not the best. Looking through a lot of these, except for the DeMar DeRozan thing, there's not really that much really to talk about. Also, this is a really good extension. Getting Kawhi is really good. DeMar DeRozan is obviously an A, wherever the hell he is. DeMar is somewhere around here. I forgot where. Oh, he's right here. I'm dumb. DeMar was somewhere around there. What did the Utah Jazz actually give up to get? Oh, yeah. So, there's a trade down here, and it's Larry Markkinen. I just realized that. In hindsight, I think that this move originally would have been like a 7 out of 10 for me. Now, even like after the season ended, I would say it was like an 8 out of 10 for me. Now that he got traded to essentially get Donovan Mitchell, now that he got traded to get Donovan Mitchell for the Cavaliers, that was not grammatically correct at all. I just wanted to say that. But the fact that they got that boy because of Lowry marketing is very solid, and I'll give them a 9 because of this trade. Now let's look at some stuff near the trade deadline because I think that a lot of these are just kind of wave signs, all that, like not really like the biggest stuff. So we going down here. I think I've already made a video about like the stuff from. Oh my god, bro! COVID went through the league. Look at this. This is all because of COVID. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. But let's just cut to the chase, bro. We're just here for one thing and one thing only. Where is it? Oh, this is actually some of the Portland Trailblazers moves. This is actually really good to talk about. The Portland Trailblazers kind of fumbled in the middle of the season. I'm not going to lie. And even though they did get a decent amount of players, they got Jeremy Grant out of it. I don't think that this is going to be the best time for them to really not come with a secondary all-star. Let's say that Jeremy Grant is like a 22 per game scorer. We could just look at some of the teams in the West, bro. They not matching up with the top dogs, bro. They not matching up with any of these teams. Like, their competition right now is the Los Angeles Lakers, the Sacramento Kings, and the Houston Rockets. This ain't what you want, little dog. Like, this is already 8 teams. These are the 8 teams I think are going to make the playoffs. That's not counting the play-in. If I were to say the teams to be in the play-in, bro, like these guys and maybe like any of these 4 teams, honestly, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, but they are fumbling the bag with some of these moves. Yes, they did create the draft capital and the space for signing a free agent, but they didn't really sign a free agent. They literally just traded for Jeremy Grant. That was literally it. If they got Kevin Durant, I would have been like, okay, yeah, they definitely did get an A during this time, but like they gave away CJ McCollum for Jeremy Grant. I don't think I think that was a lateral move. They didn't really improve upon that. And I would say that this does give way for Anthony Simons, but like, bro, come on. They gotta trade away Dame if they really want to contend later on in their future, because Dame is gonna give them the assets. They just don't have the assets right now. Also, we got the Derek White trade, really good trade. The Porzingis trade, it was actually a really good trade on both sides. It actually really did benefit from both everything involved. The KZ Okpala trade, they just needed to get rid of KZ, I think, and that's the reason why he wasn't really on the roster. Now, that being said, we are all here for one thing and one thing only. The James Harden trade, the Ben Simmons trade. You ask me, I think that this trade actually panned out a lot better for the Philadelphia 76ers than it has for the Brooklyn Nets. And it's mostly because of the 1-year thing. That being said, I want to really look at this during this next season. This next season was going to prove to me whether or not this was actually a good trade. Because if it wasn't, bro, like, it's going to look bad. Like, it's about to look horrible. Also, another thing before we really get into it, this Caris LeVert trade is very mid. We're looking at it right now. I say that this is probably a 5 move. If you ask me the day of, I'd be like, yo, this puts the Cavaliers on the top radar. Now I don't think that. I would definitely say that this move didn't really improve upon them as much as I thought it was going to. And I think that they actually do need to move off of Caris LeVert right now, because I won't say his contract is bad, because again, the salary cap is about to go up. I'm going to emphasize that every time I talk on this motherfucker, bro. Like, the salary cap is about to go up and he's expiring this year. But like, yeah, they already have Donovan Mitchell, bro. They need to get rid of him. That being said, the biggest problem with this move from the Philadelphia 76ers standpoint, they got rid of Seth Curry. If they had Seth Curry on this motherfucking roster, bro, I would say that this team is the best team in the East. Like, no, hands down. Like, Seth Curry is him. We need to understand about that. Hold on, let me check one thing too. All right, looks like I talked a lot more than I thought I did. So the first round draft pick, I think that those aren't really going to matter. I think that James Harden is probably a better player than Ben Simmons right now than probably Ben Simmons will ever be, honestly. I think that was definitely a good trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. For the Brooklyn Nets, I think that we need to see. I think that James Harden is definitely going to be what separates the Philadelphia 76ers from being a contender, from being like an average team. So, yeah, I think that that's it. It's your boy Nehemiah, aka Neo, and I hope you guys are having a great one. Ben Simmons is maybe the same thing for the Brooklyn Nets, but I don't think that he's gonna have that much of an impact. So yeah, peace out.